see much further than we should. You sick of the lies, sick of the lies. Who you gonna call when you get on the line? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Yeah! GLOBEBUSTERS! 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 If there ain't no curve, there ain't no ball. The globe religion about to fall. We're gonna open your eyes so you can see who you're gonna call if you wanna be free. GLOBEBUSTERS! 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 Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Yeah! GLOBEBUSTERS! GLOBEBUSTERS! GLOBEBUSTERS!
And welcome everybody to GLOBEBUSTERS. We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
It is as simple as that, folks. Welcome to the GLOBEBUSTERS Weekend Update. I'm your host, Zach. Good times for all. And we got some cool stuff to look at today. There are so many people coming out talking about their first flat earth, putting out their first flat earth testimony. It's wild, man. The amount of people that are waking up. It seems like something happened. I don't know. It's growing like exponentially right now. I don't know what it is. It doesn't happen every spring like this. This isn't something that's like a yearly thing, but I've been checking this flat earth daily for a long time. I just search flat earth in YouTube and then filter it to the last 24 hours, the last day. And the amount of stuff that I'm finding, just new people, is awesome. Again, that was the conspiracy music guru, Alex Michael. The link is down in the description below to his website for, any genre that you like of music. I'm not sure if Alex has done a rap one yet, but you're gonna like one of his songs for sure. There's something in there for you, and the True Sophageo is just amazing. It's all instrumental. It's just beautiful. Amazing artist. So I'm gonna go in order. This might have came out last Saturday or 5 days ago. It's saying a new 32-mile laser observation. This is Grizzly Nelio. Has been in the community for quite some time. Come take a look. Yeah, some songs and stuff like that. Definitely not all flat earth stuff. Just a cool YouTube channel. A lot of songs, stuff like that. Unicorns. Anybody see that new unicorn movie? It was pretty wild. I forget that guy's name. He played Ant-Man.
For centuries, asshole evolutionists and atheists to spherical evil. Is it flat like a tabletop, or does it curve into a sphere? Today, we have overwhelming evidence that the Earth is a stationary topographical plane from ancient maps to modern observations, yet some still cling to the idea of a spherical Earth. Cognitive dissonance sucks, bro. To settle this arrival of the beam, their instruments at the ready.
It seems like Nelio's upgrading his game here. The video editing's looking pretty amazing. Yeah, but a cool channel. Um, Another 32-mile observation. I mean, yeah, can't beat stuff like that. I know he's done other laser observations that he's covered, stuff like that. But yeah, that one came out 5 days ago. Now this, if you don't know Melissa, the Accidental Alchemist, if you just need like a pick-me-up, you know, like a feel-good, hey, I just need someone to, say something inspirational, come to Melissa's channel. For real. Go back and listen to some of her. I just love the way she gets her message across and the way she goes about it. Yeah, just a very intelligent young lady who really just gives me hope and inspiration when I listen to her talk. So we're going to listen to her. Forgive yourself. The fuck ups are the best part of your story.
Why should you forgive yourself for fucking up? I'm going to ask you that again. Why should you forgive yourself for fucking up? Hi, Soul Family. It's Melissa. It's a beautiful Sunday, and I'm getting ready to get outside, but I was cleaning my desk real quick, and I came across an envelope that I had written something on that was so profound I had to share. So thinking about that question, I'm going to post some things for you to help you shift in case you're beating yourself up over something right now. You would have never known what was out there if you didn't try it. And how else are you going to help inspire others? These fuck-ups are what make our hero's journey exciting. I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes we are compelled to do stupid shit so that we have an experience from which to draw from later. It gives us a frame or perspective that will someday play a role in fulfilling our purpose. So, the next time you are challenged and you feel like things are unfair, that everything is falling apart and you screwed it up again, just remember, you're learning. And the reason we go through struggles is so that when we come out on the other side, we can reach our hand back and help the next person. That's what we're here for. And that is how God gets work done in this world. It's us helping each other, plain and simple. We are the creators of our reality. And this is an example of being the change you wish to see, reaching back and helping others. So hope this reached back and helped you, and subscribe for more. I'm having so much fun over here at the Accidental Alchemist. Much love.
Love it. Just love it. Just some, good words of wisdom there. Yeah, Melissa's great. Do you need to go out there? Okay. Sorry, Hank heard something. All right. Thank y'all in chat for coming to hang out. This one was on David's channel, DITRH. You all know who he is. If you don't, then you've been living under a rock. Unless you're really new to this. If you are really new to this, you can type in flatearthdave.com, all one word, DITRH here on YouTube. There's multiple other YouTube channels. Yeah, the guy does interviews. It's insane. Like the amount of interviews this guy has done. And I would consider David my flat earth ambassador, really. If I want somebody to go to someone who's never heard about flat earth and kind of explain, why he thinks he's a flat earther or why he is a flat earther, I think he does it better than most people. Just on each subject, I think he does a really, really good job. And he will take criticism, I've seen him change it and alter it. I've seen over 100 of them, the interviews. But yeah, no, he just does a really good job explaining his ideas. And yeah, he's out there doing it all the time. It's insane how much this guy gets done. But this was William Shatner. I saw over on Banner's channel this morning, David Banner. The link is down in the description. If there is people who do like a weekly show, you know, I try to put their link down in the description for everybody to, you know, I need to put the days they are because not everybody is on, you know, every day doing something. But there is, I think, each day of the week, the people down there, you can find something where there's going to be everybody in there that does, you know, has it to where you can fill your week up. So down in the description, all the channels there do something every week, usually without a doubt. You're going to find their stuff. So this was William Shatner back in 2023 saying the earth was flat. I can't believe I had never seen this before. I think this was put out last weekend, 4 days ago. Yeah, I saw, we played it on Ironworks earlier in the week. I saw Banner played it on his show today. Yeah, this kind of blew my mind. Check this out.
And this is a great human being.
What was the hardest part on that journey when you went to space in 2021? What was the toughest part about it?
Well, they fuel the rocket with hydrogen. And I have, and I'm sure almost everybody, have seen innumerable times the film on the Hindenburg tragedy, burning, the humanity of it all, people running. Have you seen the Zeppelin burning?
I've seen footage of it, but not with my own naked eye.
So you've seen this burning 300-foot vehicle and the people running away and the announcer being hysterical. Well, I've seen that innumerable times. You know what's burning?
The hydrogen?
Hydrogen. The hydrogen in the lighter-than-air craft is burning. And that's what's in the rocket that I'm sitting on top of. Made me very nervous.
And can you confirm that the Earth is round? Because there's been a lot of talk that the Earth is flat. Are you able to tell that from space?
No. I have not seen complete proof that the Earth is round. There is a pancake store near me that makes very flat pancakes. You can put stuff, jam, honey on the pancake. It's flat. It does not look unlike when I look out the window and see the flatness of the Earth. You can't tell me that it's round with any great proof, other than somebody said, I went around it. Well, that's their journey. My journey is, as far as I'm concerned, the Earth is flat.
Interesting. If you want to hear more great stories with our guest, William Shatner, go to williamshatnertour.com.
As far as I'm concerned, the Earth is flat.
Wow. How I didn't see that before kind of baffles me, but yeah, I think we're going to start seeing a lot more stuff like this coming out. I really do. It just seems like there's this shift right now. It's weird. Now, this one really blew me away. Salman S. Sheikh, official. Doesn't do a whole lot of flat earth stuff, I don't believe. Masonic, revocation, Islamic perspective. So he's a member of Islam. And this is something I can't believe I had never heard before. Yeah, it's mostly all about Islam, what he talks about. The mysticism and sound and music. And so it's kind of like the, I don't even like saying the word, but mythology, right? The mythology of things. I like to think of it as history. I mean, the history we're taught today really isn't true. So why not call this history? I mean, we could call the stuff that they're teaching children in school today mythology, about stuff that happened while we were alive. So go full on Mr. Clean. uh, I know. I don't like shaving my face. I don't like dragging the razor across my face. Not a fan. But this one is
Greetings
really
and peace.
interesting. If you've never heard of Mount Koff, I'm just going to play a couple minutes of this video. But Mount Koff is an emerald mountain that surrounds the Earth. And to get to the mountain range here, I'll let him say it. And if we don't hear it while he's talking, this is super interesting though. If you've never heard of Mount Koff, QAF, Mount Koff, in the Islamic folklore, he's calling it land of jinns and fairies and other beasts that he talks about here. This was just super wild though. I had never heard any of this. I didn't know this was part of, Islamic cosmology, their ancient cosmology. I was trying to explain that. There was this Christian channel I came across, and he was just, what you hear a lot of people say when they first start looking into it and not being able to debunk it. Well, what does it matter? Who cares, right? Well, my answer to a Christian would be, you know, did not Christ say that the truth shall set you free? I mean, isn't that verbatim, like word for word, one of his lines, the truth will set you free? So if people are being lied to and you are a Christian, isn't it kind of your duty to at least tell them your truth or what you believe is to be true if you think they're being deceived? I didn't hear back from them or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's not the shape that's important. What this place is, I can't tell you. I don't know. But we can point out deception when we see it. That's what we're all doing. That's the most important part of it is the lie, not the actual shape. I mean, as long as the sun keeps going around, I'm happy. If I never get to know what this whole place is and how it works, I'm really grateful that I got to hang out here and see this place. It's really cool. I sat out in a friend's backyard yesterday we were out there for hours. And I was just watching all the different types of bees and different types of ants and beetles and this. I told her, I was like, you can make a National Geographic right here in your backyard. There is so much life going on and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, this place is amazing. I don't know. But yeah, the lie is the important part. Not what it actually is. Just be grateful that the sun came back around again. Keep all this stuff going. But yeah, Mount Koff. If you've never heard of it, do a little bit of research into this. Really cool stuff. We're going to jump ahead a little bit.
In a belt type of way, and cosmology and magnificent, most merciful. Today, I would like to talk about Mount Kaf. And Mount Kaf, if you look at Arabic and Persian cosmology and folklore, is a mountain range which encircles the earth and surrounds the earth like in a belt type of way. And one cannot cross it unless you yourself go through those trials and tribulations of becoming Insan al Kamil, as it's even detailed in the book, the Sufi book, The Conference of the Birds. So this is basically like if you look at all of the modern day stuff about what many people talk about the flat Earth and things like that, how there's a boundary in Antarctica, there's a boundary that we cannot go past. Right, we're all encircled in these seven continents. So this is like kind of looking at that theory from an Islamic perspective. So again, this is for entertainment purposes only, and I hope you enjoy it. Mount Kaf, the mystical axis of the world. Mount Kaf is the mystical mountain that surrounds the earth like a ring of emerald. According to Islamic cosmology, it is the spiritual boundary between the visible and invisible realms. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described it as the anchor of the earth, whose brilliant green glow reflects onto the sky, giving its blue color. No man can reach it, for it lies beyond 4 months of darkness. It is the cosmic stake that holds the earth in divine balance. The ring of Kaf surrounding the earth. Mount Kaf encircles the earth like a colossal ring, forming a mystical barrier between the known world and the unseen realms. It shapes all other mountains and prevents the world from shaking apart. The earth, like a gem, is set within this sacred ring, making Kaf a symbol of spiritual containment and divine order. The reflection of Kaf in the sky. Islamic belief holds that the sky's blue hue reflects the light of Kaf's emerald surface. This divine radiance is a symbol of higher realities just beyond reach.
Now, Cami has been looking into this after I showed her this video, and she is not convinced it's emerald. You know, just because it's green doesn't mean it's an emerald. An emerald is one of the most brittle of all the different crystals. It's not very, you wouldn't want to build a foundation on this. But she found, jade is a real strong one. But she found a serpentine something or other. I'd have to ask her. But yeah, just wild. The land of the jinn. I was looking something up that I almost forgot to share, so I didn't see if he said it. Did he say how long it would take to get there? Yeah, 4 months of darkness. So you have to walk until you don't see the sun anymore at all, and then walk for 4 months through darkness. Now, if it was 20 miles a day, just 20 miles a day, it would be 2,400 miles of darkness you would have to walk through. And then, it would get bigger if they were crossing more miles per day than that. But 4 months of darkness to get to the mountain range, allegedly. This is all in their folklore. It shapes all other mountains and prevents the world from shaking apart. The earth, like a gem, is set within the sacred ring, making Kaf a symbol of spiritual containment and divine order. The sky's blue because of the emerald surface reflecting off of it. Let's see. It connects all earthly mountains through hidden roots beneath the earth. Earthquakes are triggered when these spiritual lines are stirred by divine command. So something on the outer edge controls the earthquakes, according to Islamic mythology. Simurg, the wise bird, lives on Mount Kaf in isolation, surrounded by jinn. I've never heard of the wise bird before. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I've never heard before. 2 mystical cities made of emerald rest in total darkness beyond Kaf. They are homes to spiritual beings and guarded by millions of luminous sentinels. That's wild. Total darkness beyond Kaf. Now, total darkness to us. If they are some type of spiritual beings out there, I'm willing to bet that they'd see around just fine with their, visual abilities. They're probably seeing in a totally different wavelength or something like that. Yeah, I've been sitting here thinking about this. I was like, well, just because we don't see light doesn't mean that light isn't there. It's just light beyond our visible spectrum. Two mystical cities. To reach Kaf, one must travel 4 months in complete darkness. Symbolizes the soul's journey toward hidden truth through hardship and faith. Yeah, and he's speaking a lot more than just this stuff. The Epic of Gilgamesh. Mount Mashu in this book guards divine secrets. The two legends speak of humanity's quest for immortality and wisdom beyond the veil. So there is a correlation with the Epic of Gilgamesh. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. The two different cities, UFOs, yada, yada, yada. In his book, King Solomon and the Fish, Realm of the Jinns and Fairies, UFOs as travel crafts used by the fairies. See, that's what I was not so much thinking of fairies, but whatever beings, if they're out there, say a meteor shower is just a holiday. They're all going in the same direction from the center out, usually, and, like this. So what if they're just traveling, a bunch of people are all traveling to go to a party or a gathering or this or that. They always happen right around the same times. All the meteor showers come back around. I don't know, just one of those thoughts that I had. But yeah, Mount Kaf. So big shout out to Solomon S. Sheikh, official. Had never heard of the Islamic folklore on Flat Earth and what their cosmology was. I'm sure I've seen a picture of it, but that's all I've ever really looked into Islamic cosmology. Pretty interesting. All right. The Flat Earth is Real by the Adventures of Captain Jarrow. I think they just do AI stuff. And it's a AI song. But it was definitely pro Flat Earth. So I don't know. It looks kind of like I don't want to say a silly channel, but they do space stuff and this and that. But it was pro Flat Earth. I'm not going to play it. I don't know the copyrights and whatnot. But yeah, the Space Cat band, it seems like it would be like anti Flat Earth, kinda, the way a lot of the visuals look and stuff. I'm sure it's all just done with AI. But the song was silly, but it wasn't mocking Flat Earth at all. All right, let's see, Flat Earth or Globe Earth according to religion. Big Taki. I think I got that right. I'm not sure. Yeah, somebody going on a deep dive in truth, it looks like. How long have they been at it? 4 months, 6 months, 7 months ago. Started making videos here on YouTube. There's caves in, so definitely not a flat Earth channel. Look like they go through and look at old crime cases and stuff like that. But this is just somebody who, yeah, is coming out and saying, hey, according to religion, as far as I can see, what the book is telling me that I'm reading, yeah, we're seeing a lot more of these testimonies like this. Definitely not a flat Earth channel, talks about all kinds of whatever. Lost in a volcanic canyon, the Miracle Woman, the bridge guy. Just cover some crazy stuff. But yeah, BIG space TAKII. Let's see.
Okay, hii ni swali sana nimepata from very many people. Big Take, is the world a globe or flat? So hapa it's very hard kwa sababu people are divided. So I will tackle it using these two aspects. Number one, the religion part of it. Tutaangalia religion. Remember, a religion is a belief, sawa? Alafu the factual part of it. The facts hapa ndo kuna clash of the titans, sawa? But let me start with the religion part of it, sawa? So just to lay it out, the flat earthers believe that world inakaa hivi, whereby kuna firmament above made of glass, kama ki iron fulani haiwezi kuwa broken, and the world I move kabisa, iko set upon foundations, sawa? That hiyo ni flat earthers, sawa? The globe earthers wanaamini that the world is floating somewhere and it is spinning, na pia hivyo ndo wanaamini hakuna kitu kama firmament.
Okay, he's
Now,
speaking some other
the
words that
religious part
I
of
really
it, if you are a Christian or a Muslim and believe that the world is a globe, mtu wangu umebant. Here's the reason why. Listen, usi overreact. Skia.
see. I'm not sure what he said there, but he pretty much said you are, you're not paying attention, or if you are a Christian or a Muslim and you believe in this, then you are like butting heads with your beliefs. Your beliefs don't line up, is what he's saying.
Okay, according to the Bible and the Quran, it is pasted almost kila mahali that the world is stationary na kuna firmament. Na mimi nakuja na evidence, sawa? I will refer you to the book. Tuanze kwanza na Bible, sawa? Hatuendi mbali, tunaenda tu Genesis chapter 1 verse 6, ndio inasema aje? And God said, let there be. Don't believe the Quran.
It goes through a lot of different
tumemaliza about
scripture.
religion. So what were facts to me? I was just talking about religion, just to set record straight according to beliefs. Sasa tutaingia kwa facts, factual things.
Yeah. Now whether he believes the earth is flat or not, I don't know. But I thought it was real interesting, him just pointing out to people, hey, if you go and look and see what the books say, it definitely seems more like it's saying this model than this model over here. The spinning ball I cannot find in this book anywhere. Fixed, immovable, set on foundations, all these different things. It's like he said, it's pasted all over it that the earth does not move. So yeah, just a cool channel. Well, if you're into all that kind of stuff, but according to religion at least, his take on it, and I thought that was interesting. Now this next one is just a quote from good old George Orwell. A people that elect corrupt politicians, imposters, thieves, and traitors are not victims, but accomplices. And that is why I've never voted. Just straight up. My mom told me at a very young age. I remember it still. George Bush Sr. was president. I'm that old. And he got caught lying about something. And I was like, well, who's going to be president now? And she's like, oh, he's still going to be president. And I was like, but he lied. How can we have a president if they're lying to us? And she just looked at me and goes, honey, they all lie. And right then I was like, okay, so you really have to, you can't just trust these people. You have to see, if what they're saying is true. And I have not come across any politician that I could say that I would trust. I've seen some people that seemed like they were pretty good people, and they're not given a chance. They might get their 2 years or whatever, however long they get to be in Congress or this or that, and then they're voted out. by somebody that's backed by millions and millions and millions of dollars, even on their own side. You know, it's hard to be good and stay in Congress. I'm just saying. So no, I don't trust any of these people. I'm not voting for any of these people. I think voting for the lesser of two evils is no different than picking Luke or Darth Vader, you know, in the Star Wars movie. It's just a show we're watching, folks. The end is always going to be the same, you know, no matter which side you choose. It's a play. Because you don't want Juliet to take the poison this time in Romeo and Juliet. Guess what? She's still going to drink the poison. The play's been set. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at politics and all this stuff. It's just a show to keep us occupied, fighting, Hegelian dialect, divide and conquer. Joe Budden Network, 86,000 subscribers, has been talking a lot about flat Earth lately. I played one of his shorts last week, and he didn't strike me or anything. Arguing for an hour. But yeah, they're round earther, best of the week. If I says Minko, yeah, round earther, best of the week. I saw that one and I was like, oh, this is funny. But yeah, the Joe Budden. I'm not sure. Funny guy though. Real funny. And definitely a flat earther and just, yeah. Thought it was pretty cool. So another big channel. I don't know how long ago he started making flat earth stuff. Oh, he just started about a year ago, putting videos here on YouTube. At least for, yeah, it looks like he's been doing a podcast for a while. If you guys know who this is, let me know. I have no idea. Athlete, rapper, just a guy who talks. Dirtiest places in New Jersey. Oh, yeah. Looks like he does a lot of shorts. A lot of the shorts. Wow, just a lot. Okay. But yeah, a 1.7K videos. Wow. Let's see. We'll listen to a little bit of it.
No, Joe Budden.
So the only two things in life that you worry about, whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're gonna get better.
Happy to have you here, man. I was happy to see. I know I think he's out of town for something. I saw him
Round earther
last night doing a thing. Did y'all catch her on Shade Room? She was killing it.
I did see it.
It was really good. Yeah, she
read this in the morning. don't forget.
I forget where it was where they started talking about it.
The kids.
Got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true.
Somebody got watch.
Empirically disproven.
I've never. How does the camera what?
Really capture a sphere.
It can't. Why not?
But it can go up and catch it from a different angle. There's different angles of the earth.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
It looks the same at every angle.
What do you want it to look like? You want to have a good side?
No.
You a duckling? What the fuck?
No. I want to see the tilt, and I want to see it spinning. Otherwise, I don't believe either.
So now he said it's not tilted. I mean, it's not. So the new shit that I read said it's round. But y'all know it's going to live.
So yeah, he's, got a pretty nice size following, and they're talking flat earth. Going through all the, different ideas and this and that and yada, yada, yada. I remember those days when, you're still trying to hang on to the globe, kind of like looking for any way out. Like, please explain this to me. Explain it. Okay, this is hard pass entertainment. Let's see. It's got a flat earth thing up on his wall right behind him. Is the earth flat or round? Yeah, he's had the flat earth thing up, okay, a month ago. So it's not like it's all flat earth. They cover all different kinds of stuff. But he is definitely promoting the FE. A month ago, to cover fights. Let's see. Yep. 5 months ago, he had it up there. So they talk about all kinds of stuff, sports, music, it looks like everything, you know, just whatever. But yeah, this was a cool conversation. Hard pass entertainment, 3 words. And they were
This is
cracking me
hard
up.
pass, Kyle.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is hard pass.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna give it up.
Are we flat earthers?
All right, confessions, bro. You ready?
Let's get up into the confessions. What is your confession?
I want you to start this.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
All right. My confession is, I know you guys see the what is that? It's not a poster. It's not a blanket.
Technically, it's a poster.
That's a poster.
Technically,
it's made of cotton.
Yeah, I know.
If
I would call it a flag at the least.
Ain't no flag. Well, you know what? Whatever it is, whatever
Tapestry.
this is. I got that up
Tapestry,
there for a
gentlemen.
reason. I'm not saying the earth is flat, but I'm not sold on it being round. I'm not sold on it being flat. All I'm saying is I never saw it. Before y'all jump in the comment section telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all motherfuckers ain't saw it either. That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
I don't know if you saw, but Katy Perry, Gayle King, and all of them, they went to outer space.
I went to outer space too. About a week ago.
Yeah, throw your hat up.
It was flat. When I went, it was flat.
Okay. But you know, yeah, they
South Carolina. Shout out. What up? Hard pass. Yeah, some funny guys. Some real funny guys. And he goes on to say, you know, I sent him a message, been looking into this for 9 years, and I can't tell you what this place is, but I can tell you it isn't what we've been taught. And they said, agreed. We appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much what he goes on to say, is I don't know what this place is. All I can say is, you know, from what they tell us, I think they're lying. Yeah, I love it. More and more people got the nerve for some reason. And, you know, I think they might be right. Katy Perry and all the space stuff. He brought it up like right at the beginning after they were making their confessions. Well, you see Katy Perry, maybe that is just that whole opening of the door thing. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, this is Think About It. 312K subscribers. Big channel. There was a time when there was no debate. Why wouldn't it? NASA took pictures with fisheye cameras. Let's see. I forget what this one. I don't remember this one. The Four Angels.
and the moon. I never could understand that kind of
Oh,
logic.
okay, yeah, I remember this
Just
guy.
because a pear is green and so is the grass.
I think this guy is a flat earther. He seemed pretty genuine. Round Earth conspiracy, they lied to you. How have I not seen this channel? Life after death, hiding something, leading us astray, the modern church. Trump, the father of the vaccine, be wary. Human story. Yeah. Seems like a big time truther, you know? Demonic uprising. At least telling, you know, his truth. I'm seeing some of these. 4 days ago. Biggest lie of all time, 4 months ago. Round Earth conspiracy 1 month ago. So it looks like possibly the oldest flat Earth video is about 4 months ago. Possibly. I haven't really dug too deep into it. But yeah, he was hitting on a lot of the when I was watching the video.
But when modern misconceptions and CGI from NASA took pictures with fisheye cameras, most people then straight up into space. You can actually see the curvature of the Earth, which is supposedly just under 25,000 miles in diameter. I don't think so. That's not high enough to discern, to understand, or see the curvature of the Earth. I've seen various photo collections that supposedly.
So yeah, I'll keep an eye out and see if he does any more. That's a lot of subscribers. Doesn't, let's see, 16,000 views. That one had 21,000 views there. Huh.
Up
You got to watch out
into
for some
space.
channels though. Just because you see a lot of subscribers, you know, doesn't mean those are all real subscribers and all that kind of stuff. So always use discernment. Always use discernment. Never believe anything just because you're seeing it in a YouTube video or on the news or anywhere. It's, you know, do your due diligence. If you really want to know, you're going to have to put a little bit of time and effort into it. There's nowhere you're going to go where people are just going to slap you in the face with truth all day, every day, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's some work involved. They can point you in directions to where you can get ideas to go do and research. Keywords is really important. You know, when you hear a new phrase or keyword, especially in physics, go look it up and figure out what it means and this and that. A lot of that stuff could be like what you're looking for. I still remember finding Fraunhofer diffraction and just being like, oh my goodness, here it is. This is what makes everything start dissolving right along your horizon and all melting together and just turning into a blur. And there's actually a formula that tells you how much of a blur, you know, in perfect conditions, mind you. This isn't with the atmosphere we have outside. This is like just nitrogen, oxygen based atmosphere with no gas particulates, no dust water particulates, no dust particulates floating about. The perfect atmosphere, no wind, no this or that. You know, but it gives you how much will be at 3 miles. It's about 5.5 feet that you're not going to see with your naked eye along the horizon. That's just how it works. Your eyes can't see forever. Angular resolution limit, yada, yada, yada. We all know this stuff. But yeah, use discernment. You see 312K subscribers. Okay, but then you look at all the views they get, and I think 70,000 was the highest views that I saw on it, the popular video tab thing. So use discernment. And don't trust somebody just because they have 312K subscribers either. That's silly. Why not just go and listen to what the mainstream media says then, right? But it was a very good chat. Let's think about it. If you want to go, this is a good one. This is actually really well done and put together. All right. Why a Christian should take the topic of flat earth seriously. This is by Reprove, Rebuke, Exhort. And they have been putting out a lot of stuff about flat earth recently. Yesterday, put one out, or 2 days ago, Biblical Defense of the Flat Earth, answering objections to the flat earth theory, answering objections part 1, a biblical defense of the flat earth part 8, part 7. Yeah, they've been 5 months ago they started with what happens when you die. And then didn't make another video until 4 days ago. And they are going off. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 14 videos in the last 4 days. Most of them are about flat earth. What is the biblical definition of repentance? So 13 videos about flat earth in the last 4 days. So we will listen to a little bit of this one. Part 3.
Why a Christian should take the...
And isn't it wild when you get that bug? Some people don't want to talk about it. They don't want to go out and say anything to anyone. Man, I went and told my optometrist, like, didn't even know this person. Just met him that day and told him the earth was flat. And that was like 3 weeks into it. I learned real quick, if you don't have any type of answers, though, that it's best not to just say anything at all. I learned. But yeah, when I first was learning about it, I didn't have a YouTube channel or anything for a while. But I was telling everybody I met about flat earth. It was, yeah, I had the calling for sure.
the flat earth topic seriously, if it were true. For many, the concept of a flat earth is easily dismissed as fringe or irrelevant. However, if the flat earth model were actually true, the implications would be profound, especially for Christians. Taking the topic seriously would not be about clinging to conspiracy, but about pursuing truth, defending scripture, and discerning spiritual deception in a fallen world. At the heart of Christianity is a commitment to truth. Jesus declared, "Thy word is truth," John 17:17, and the pursuit of truth, whether spiritual, moral, or physical, is part of honoring God. If the true nature of the earth has been misrepresented by the prevailing scientific consensus, uncovering that truth would matter deeply. It would call into question much of what the world teaches, and it would reaffirm the Bible's credibility, particularly if Scripture is shown to describe a fixed, immovable earth with a firmament as found in Genesis and the Psalms. Moreover, if the flat earth model has been deliberately hidden, it implies a global deception. For a Christian, this raises spiritual alarms. Scripture warns that the enemy is the god of this world who blinds the minds of unbelievers. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Exposing such deception could be seen as part of the believer's duty to walk in the light and uncover the works of darkness. Ephesians 5:11. In this light, the flat Earth discussion becomes not merely about science or geometry, but about spiritual warfare and discernment. A true flat Earth would also challenge secular cosmology, which often promotes a view of Earth as a random speck in a vast, purposeless universe. By contrast, an enclosed, uniquely designed world under a firmament points to intentionality and proximity to the Creator. This could deepen a Christian's awe of God and strengthen the conviction that humanity holds a central place in His plan. In turn, it could become a powerful tool for evangelism, especially for those disillusioned by atheistic or materialistic science. In fact, if the flat Earth model were proven true, it could shake the very foundations of modern atheism. A stationary, enclosed Earth designed with purpose would directly contradict the assumptions of the Big Bang Theory and evolution, both of which rely on vast stretches of time, randomness, and the insignificance of human life. It would also completely overturn the heliocentric.
Yeah. Just going off on flat Earth videos, though. Reprove, rebuke, exhort. Only has 10 subscribers right now. I'll definitely give them a thumbs up on that one. So yeah, they're putting their testimony out there. That's crazy. 4 days, 13 videos so far. This one is Nos Confunden. 207K subscribers. Big big channel. Let's see. Creators of Humanity, the Five Masters, Celestial Lands. A lot of the land beyond Antarctica. It's looking like stuff. Beings of Cassiopeia, the Hidden Lands. Strange Vessels, the Second Ice Walls. You know, I was thinking about it. Say we are like the sixth, whatever, being here in this place, right? And it is much bigger. We'll just start with that foundation and pretend like that's what it is. And then all of a sudden, man is created, you know? And nobody likes man. They have super advanced technology, you know, they've been around for however long. But this is like, and they decided, you know what? We all were living together, kind of, you know, and maybe we didn't get along, but I can't take man. Let's keep man right here, and we're going to control the weather around this area and make it so inhospitable that they just won't even try to cross it. Let's keep them in there because men suck. Mankind is just nasty, and we don't want anything to do with it. I don't know, just a thought. But I think this is, let's see.
Layers of invisible domes. This revelation, of course, is inconceivable under the dominant scientific narrative, but it aligns.
Yeah, really into the lands beyond. Polar layers. And it didn't look like, let's see, how long have they been? Clones, reptilians, experimental land, that was 3 months ago. Nope, they're still, okay. It's the Great Dome, Flat Earth, 5 months ago. So they've been at it for a while and putting stuff out pretty regularly, it looks like. Does a lot of members only stuff. Mermaids. It's not a sphere. 7 months ago. Do they have any more before that? The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Walls. So yeah, they've been at it for quite a while. But a really big channel. Another one I had never heard of. It's crazy how divided they keep it. Message from Celestial Lands. The Land of Mars. Interesting if you're into, you know, all that other stuff. I don't know what's out there. I don't have a clue. That's my take on it. But yeah, another really big channel that I had never seen before. All right. Flat or Round Earth? Holiness. Episode 13. This is by Word of Truth 316. Let's talk about it. Easter, holiness discussion, holiness, demon of lust. Can we trust them? Seems they come at it from a spiritual side. And I haven't seen one flat earth thing at all, except for this last video. I'm not, so this might be his first one coming out and saying, you know, his take, and he does it for a while, 41 minutes long. This was pretty good. This
and things like that, how to deceive, how to put on makeup, how women can dress and attend to spiritually and physically. And I was just playing with the camera and wiping it down. And so I wanted to talk about a few things.
Where's he start talking
let's
about
just
it?
get into it. Yeah, check all those out. And after this talk, we're gonna be talking about how to be holy. I got the Holy Spirit in a realm that we can't see, which is very dangerous. And that's why I believe some of this AI stuff is going to will be used man, right? And for his glory also. Everything is for his glory, but he did everything to complement man. And we are the center of the universe. And we are the main focus of the universe. It kind of intrigues me. Just think for a minute. If we are the least powerless civilization in the universe, per se, then why so many intelligent entities is trying to come here? All right? Have a real measuring stick, or we have to travel. Can you tell me, without using Google, how far is it to get from your spot to Alaska without using?
So he's definitely thinking about it, folks. He's been thinking about it. And he's coming out and talking about it. And that's a big step. This is somebody who's been doing this for a while, Not a huge channel, but 1.3K videos. And was getting some pretty good numbers on some videos. But yeah, came out with his first video on flat Earth, 41 minutes long. Here is another gentleman, the Alchemist 369, the greatest lie ever told. And this was 2 days ago. What if the world you've been taught to believe in isn't real? Once you realize this realm is a created plane, not a spinning ball, everything starts to shift. You begin to ask the deeper questions. Who put me here? Why? And what lies beyond? There are 12 realms, and you're in one of them. It's time to leave the game and remember the truth with your soul. So let's see. Dreams, astral traveling. This is the video we're going to take a look at. The truth about reincarnation. So he just started 1 month ago with I saw my other lifetimes in an out-of-body experience. That's wild. You know, I've been seeing all kinds of videos lately about people saying that there are a lot of people out there, you know, they usually have a higher IQ, and they are just seeing so much wrong with the system that they've been taught. All they're seeing through the shadows and lies of their culture. We'll go Plato on people, right? Those able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed by the masses. But there are a lot of people out there that, you know, are highly intelligent, that are just like, this is, I'm not going to say breaking them. I'm saying it's waking them up. Now they are seeing lies everywhere. Now that they know that they're being lied to on such a grand scale, they're starting to see them everywhere. Where before it was, you know, it was just deja vu or just a glitch or this or that, or I'm not going to worry about it. Now they're like, man, we're being lied to about everything. And we're seeing that. There's so many people waking up right now. I don't know what's going on. If it's in the stars or what, but and a lot of them are saying, you know, which is, I don't know how I like to say it is, I don't know what this place is. I don't have a clue. But when you start trying to make it add up and fit together, it doesn't. You can throw all the physics knowledge you have at it. Learn is, you know, I'm still learning, always going to be learning. But there, I know some really smart people who have been trying to get this thing to, like, you know, make sense. It even says, you know, in one of the oldest books that is passed around all the time, you know, the Torah, it's like you can't measure the land just like you can't measure the sky. You can use it to, you know, tell you things because it's always going to be doing the same stuff, you know, things like that. You can use it, but to know what it is and how big it is and the shape and this and that, you can't do that with your limitations. As great as all of our, you know, the ability to feel, smell, to taste, to see, to hear, these are all amazing gifts that we have. It's awesome, but they're still very limited to what's actually out there. So yeah, we're going to listen to a little bit of this guy, the Alchemist 369. This is his, like I said, he's only been at it a month. And this is his first, The Hidden Truth About Earth.
And the greatest lie ever told is about where we live. Because once you realize we're on a flat plane with a firmament above us, you realize this is a creation. And then you start asking the questions, okay, who created it? Who created me? Who put me here? Or wait, what's outside of this? These are the questions that awaken you. And these are the truths that I've uncovered, not through belief, but through experience, because I leave this construct, I leave this game, I seek these truths. And here's the most important part: you can leave the game too. And when you do, when you see it with your soul, everything changes. So, the greatest lie ever told is where we are, what this place is. Round one, Earth. As you guys know, if you've watched my previous videos, or if you follow Darius at all, we live inside a construct. Inside of this construct, there are 12 different realms, each separated by frequency, inhibiting the same space. We are in one of these realms. Okay? So we live on a flat plane of existence. This is 100% truth. Okay? This does not change. We live on a flat plane of existence. There is a firmament above us. Okay? Within, this is realm one. Let's say this is one realm. This is where we are, Earth. What's in realm one? There's humans, right? Little stick figure humans. There's humans in here. And what we interact with and see, we'll call that the 3D, right? We'll call that the third dimension, right? Whatever you want to call it. There's tons of names, guys. I don't like using the terms dimensions or densities, because that implies that we are in a lower density or dimension, but we are not, because we have access to everything. There is nothing that you need to do. You don't need to ascend anywhere. You don't need to reach this high level of consciousness. All you need to do is go within yourself and remember that you are the ultimate authority and you are an eternal being. So all of that crap that you have to ascend to 5D,
So deep thinking,
7D,
man. Yeah. People are coming out, like I said, his first flat Earth video. There's been a couple of them, few of them this week. It's wild. Answering objections to the flat Earth conspiracies. Okay, we already watched one of these. Yeah, I must have caught a couple of them in there. Like I said, I'll go through a few times a day. I just go through, I type in flat Earth today. And it's crazy because you'll find stuff that, like you'll see a flat Earth video, and then when I check it later, it won't be there. I'll go through the whole list all the way down to the bottom, and then I go back in again, and then there it is again. So even when they're still cutting off videos in these searches, I'm not seeing everything for sure. And there is so much garbage. Oh my goodness, the trolls are out in such force. There's so many channels that are all, it's just the same video or the same short clip, this and that. I'll see like 20 of the same video, all different channels. Yeah, the trolls are spiraling. They don't know what to do. But this is Rob Buell. Is that how you say that? Okay, made one video a year ago. The Spinning Earth Theory, Fact, Fiction, or Folly. So this is his second video. He just did a walkthrough of a town square. So definitely not like a big creator or anything like that. But yeah, had the gall to come out and put out.
And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and
Does
seasons."
he talk in here?
This contradicts modern astronomy of the stars. He calls them all by name. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 26 declares, "Lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these things, who brings out their host by number." Earth does not. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 5 says, "Fly and leaves drift to the ground." That is not science.
Yeah, I'm
The
seeing,
word has not
it seems like a
changed.
lot of
The earth is
biblical
fixed. The
flat
sun
earthers
moves.
are
The
being,
heavens
you know,
declare the truth.
awakened right
Any
now.
Christian who refuses to believe Genesis chapter 1 verse
A lot, I'm
14
seeing
is
a lot
written
of these
is not
videos.
standing on the word fic and literal.
Yeah, Rob Buell, first one. And you know, just like back in the day, um, go out and give these guys at least a thumbs up. You know, give them a comment, something. He's pulling stuff from Gospel Illuminations on TikTok. But yeah, he's sharing it. You know, that takes some nerve. I'll just put in thanks, man. Or thanks for sharing. I remember how good a comment felt back in the day when I first started out. It really does. It gives you the drive to go out and make another one. But they don't want him going out and making another one, right? They want him to think that, you're not going to reach anybody. You're not going to be able to, yeah. Might as well just stop, right? Yeah, give him, let's go give Rob a thumbs up. Hope he does more. Let's see. AI examines flat Earth. Bruce McGuire. I think this was Mind Shock. Yeah. I'm not sure. I could solve cases. So this isn't Mind Shock channel, is it? The Patreon goes to Mind Shock. Huh.
Do not match flat Earth. They literally
Yeah,
do,
he's been
as
putting out
every
all
ancient
kinds of stuff.
civilization had flat Earth cosmology, and the Mayans even accurately predicted eclipses thousands of years into the future. Psychics can predict.
Huh. I don't know. Bruce McGuire. But yeah, has been doing the with AI and stuff. It was an interesting conversation for sure.
Photographs and videos claim thousands of images and hours of videos show astronauts on the moon. Problem.
Problems.
Flat Earth 70%. Flat Earth avoids needing bending time, invisible particles, dark matter, and light warping to explain flaws. Globe adds complexity.
Yeah, the voice though. I mean, the information's great, but there are a lot of people out there that will hear the voice like that, and they'll be like turned off.
Flat Earth likelihood 65%.
Just saying. Everybody has their own shtick, their own way of doing things. Okay, this is his channel. Thank you, David.
Anybody see this coming?
Yeah, it does great work. Amazing. Just amazing work. But that's the one thing that I hear people say. It doesn't bother me. I can listen to it. But I hear people saying stuff about the voice, how they can't stand it. But to each their own, right? But the information and the stuff that this guy goes over, especially when he's breaking down debates and stuff like that, very smart. Very smart person, for sure. And I get it. On the world, the way the world is, if you want to, keep yourself anonymous, your personal life personal, it's hard to do. If you use you can't do it if you use your actual voice. People somehow will figure it out. Yeah, because he still teaches. So I get it, you know. He's got a career and a life, and it's enough to just be putting the information out there and making the videos. I don't I don't care what your name is and stuff like that. If you want to tell me, great. I'll even come hang out with you. We could, whatever. But yeah, I don't knock him for keeping himself private at all. Here's a cool video by Skyfree. If you're not subscribed to Skyfree and you want to find some good videos on, the atmosphere and how our eyes work and stuff like that, they have one of my favorite videos, I believe, on observations out across water and stuff like that. Just an amazing channel. Been doing it for quite a while now, too. But yeah, going out there and making lots of observations. Lots and lots and lots and lots of observations. And like I said, they've been at it for a while, and they're pretty active. Yeah, all kinds of little tests they set up themselves, remote control boats out there on the water and stuff like that. Just good stuff. Started 6 years ago. Yeah. Been at it a long time. If you've never heard of Skyfree, go give them a watch. If you haven't learned how your eyes work yet, you'll definitely learn something from this channel. If you haven't looked into any of that stuff, angular resolutions and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff, this is a great channel to go learn about all that kind of stuff. But they just put this one out, what was it? One day ago.
How do I recommend reasoning with a conspiracy theorist? I'm right now.
Yeah, I don't like Bill Nye.
So you either have to change your worldview, which is
Okay, cool. They're taking a lot of their different sometimes they'll show you this is more like a video encompassing a lot of it. A little more cinematography in this one. Nice. Getting their Kyle Adams and Bob the Science Guy. Kyle showing him some stuff, I'm sure. Nice, Skyfree. Very cool. Yeah, getting a little more, let's get his face off of there. Oh my goodness, he's everywhere. Yeah, nice. Well done. All right. Former UFC champion Rashad Evans goes on a wild rant. So this is the Overdogs podcast with Mike and Perry, almost 60,000, 58,000. I believe they cover, it's all about fighting, right? UFC, this, that, yada, 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 yada. It's huge. UFC is enormous. It really is. I like more structured fighting. I'm not saying these UFC guys aren't amazing and stuff like that, but with the kicks and the knees and the elbows and this and that, it's neat seeing all these different styles kind of combined into, people are grabbing all different kinds of fighting things, kind of like Bruce Lee did back in the day. He just took his favorites from all these different types of martial arts. That's a lot of what people are doing today. They're learning, not just jujitsu or kung fu or this. They're taking everything from everything. But yeah, it's a little too brutal for me. I guess. I see Matthew and they're saying it's brutal. Yeah, it's, man. And I used to love it when I was younger, but now I'm more in, like, once I hit 18, I started really respecting boxing a lot more. I mean, I grew up watching Mike Tyson when I was young with my uncles and dad and stuff, but I never really understood. I was young. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old. And I never really, paid attention all that much. I wasn't even really watching the fights. Me and my cousin would be playing with our GI Joes and Legos and stuff over in the corner. That's what I was doing. But when I hit 18, I actually started really having respect for what they call it, the sweet science of boxing. Hitting something and not getting hit back. It's amazing, these guys. Like, you don't want to start anything with a boxer. It's not fair. Like, a normal person, I don't care how big you are. You could have some big 250-pound guy with big, huge muscles and this and that, and come up to a 160-pound boxer, and it'll be over like that, just like that. Not even a second. It'll take 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds. It'll all be over. Yeah, they are that talented. Like, the guys that are, professionals that have won 20 plus bouts, only lost maybe a couple times. It's a different breed of person. It really is. And the sweet science part about it is what really I enjoy. These are your only two weapons. No elbows, no knees, no feet. You can't use your head. And you can only hit in certain parts, the body and the head. You're not even supposed to really hit people in the arms all that much. You're not supposed to target the arms, right? It happens all the time, but that's not supposed to be what you do. You never hit the legs. You never hit, the hips or anything like that. It's like a science, hitting that and not getting hit. I love it. I love boxing. I will forever. I know it's not very Christian like or anything like that. Not to say that I'm, but yeah, I enjoy boxing. It's an amazing sport. An actual sport, not a game. It's a sport. But yeah, here's the former UFC champion, Rashad Evans. Sorry about that rant on boxing, folks.
Flat?
Yes, it's flat.
Really? Well,
Really?
we got 10 conspiracies in 30 seconds.
Oh man, okay.
Did we land on the moon?
Absolutely not.
Is the Illuminati real?
Yeah.
Did the Democrats try to kill Trump? That's a new one.
That's the new one. That's the new one. I don't think so. I think it was a little bit more insidious than that.
Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
Absolutely not. He's probably on an island somewhere that we don't know about.
Oh.
I thought you were going to ask me about the shape of the world.
Oh, is the Earth flat?
Yes, it's flat. Everybody
Really?
Well,
Really?
yes.
No. So many lies. There's been so many lies in my life.
It's coming out, folks. People are getting their nerve up to talk about it. Former UFC champion. 58,000 views. It's happening. Best flat earther proof. Why the earth is flat. Discover the truth and your purpose. Your purpose. Nigel Dube. Let's see. How social media is shaping your purpose. So this is the one we're going to look at. It was a day ago. But let's see, is there any other flat earth anything? Is this his first flat earth video? Talking about the craziness of the spirituality stuff at the Met Gala and all that stuff, spiritual warfare. I'm not seeing. Doesn't mean he hasn't mentioned it, but it's not like the main part of his videos, it's looking like. 3 weeks ago, God existed. No, I'm not really seeing any other flat Earth videos. Started about a year ago. Seems to speak on mostly spiritual type of topics. And here is his first flat Earth video.
So I'm a flat earther, and here is why. Most people that believe in conspiracy theories, they just look so crazy. They just look so mad. And I can't believe it that the Spirit of the Lord has led me to become one of those people. And so if you want to hear the method to my madness, stay in this video because I am going to go through it all. I used to believe that the world is round, is a ball. But now I want to help someone who is believing this lie that the enemy has told people. And so I believe it's a lie, and I'm gonna go through the details of why it is a lie and why they would need to lie to you and other people too. Now, as a Christian, you should live in the truth. You should walk in the truth. Jesus says, I am the truth, the way, and the life. And that truth is Christ. And this channel, guys, is to help people find their purpose, help fulfill the will of God. I'm here to serve God through you. I want to help you find your purpose. So if this aligns with you, please make sure that you subscribe, you like, and you share this video so somebody else can be blessed. And so before we get started, guys, I just want to do a quick 30-second prayer so that we can have the Holy Spirit.
All right, and he goes on for like 15 more minutes after that, just kind of telling his, his ideas. Made a vault. Yeah. Very cool. Been making videos for a year, just made his first video with the title of Flat Earth in it. Your purpose. Nigel. Thank you, Nigel. Say thank you for sharing, Nigel. All right. David Vos. Man reported to be from Tibetan Buddhist temple 10 centuries old. Map, not man. So this is about the, what is it called? Is it the, oh, I know there's a name for it. So this is going into the legitimacy of that map. It's 55 minutes. But he's definitely like pro we're not on a spinning ball. The Kobayashi map. So AI is saying, so he's having a conversation with AI about the Kobayashi map. But I heard a bunch of stuff in here that I had never heard before about this map. He like does an AI dive with it. Hawaiian Gazette publishing that one. But yeah, not a bad video. I learned a bunch of stuff about the map that I had never heard before. And David Vos. Let's see. Benefits of fasting. This is not about the pineal gland. Revelation, the twisted theory of the internet. Sacred secretions. Conspiracies, what's the truth? 2 weeks ago. Tartaria. So it seems like he's going down the rabbit holes and learning, that we've been lied to about a lot of things. I mean, Tartaria was a real place. As far as the research I've seen and done, Tartaria were, the Mongols of northern Mongolia, southeastern, what is known as Siberia right now, over there in Russia. That's where they came from. And they were amazing warriors, all right? Now, they didn't go and take over land and build great structures. These were actually people that were called the Tartars. What they did was they would go and talk to the king and be like, give us food and this and that, the stuff we need, and we'll move on. And we'll go to the next place. If you don't, we're going to burn your village to the ground. It's that simple. And so they collected taxes, they, tribute, whatever you want to call it, from all the way up there in like Siberia, all the way over to France. Yes, the Tartarian Empire, if you want to call it their empire, but they really didn't go and settle in a lot of these places. It was like a huge armies that went and just gathered taxes and, went to war when needed. I mean, they may have had some influence, but they were more like, the Genghis Khan type, the North Mongolian nomad type people that really went around that whole place and did all that stuff. They just go from like I said, town to town, country to country, and be like, hey, we're gonna ransack your villages and all that kind of stuff if you don't give us, a tax. And that was considered the Tartarian Empire, all the people that they taxed. But it wasn't like they took over and got rid of all the people and started building and having all their own, cities and towns that they built. No, they just went and taxed people. At least that's how like a lot of the history is written. But history is nothing more than lies that are agreed upon, right? So I don't know. God's word says the earth is flat. Jesse Aaron. Let's see. Christians are stupid video. Oh man. Submissive. This guy is. Huh. Okay. I'm not going to promote this. Sorry. I never went in and actually looked. I listened to the video a little bit. But yeah, I'm not going to promote him. Sorry about that. Strike that. Reverse it. Flat Earth Discourse by Rodney. 1/30/2025. This one was pretty cool. Slander Pocket. Rodney on Heaven and Hell and Southern Baptist. Never be like P. Diddy. Rodney says be positioned for it. I ain't changed. So definitely not a flat earth channel. Started about 4 months ago. Everybody lies but Rodney. It matters what we believe about flat earth by Rodney. Okay, so 3 months ago. He made a flat Earth video. Rodney says preachers are lying to you. Rodney's starting his own show. So he's had an awakening, and it seems like it has definitely stirred up some things in his life, in his family, in his church, it looks like. Oh, you're not alone, Rodney. You are not alone. I've seen, you know, when one person wakes up and the other one isn't ready yet, and they can't really coexist. I've seen it. I've seen families break up over this. It's a life-changing thing with a lot of people. It really is. And it seems like Rodney wanted to come out and have a discourse about flat Earth. This was yesterday. It says 1 day ago. I don't think this was yesterday, though. I think this was the day before.
Y'all, what's going on? I got some bad news for y'all about the Earth being flat. And I ain't said much about the Earth being flat until the last couple of days. I posted some stuff. Been kind of quiet about it. This is why. The Earth is flat. Probably most likely have a dome over it. It's not anything like what science has told us. Once we understand that the Earth is flat, we know absolutely that it's created, because they don't have a, they buffaloed us with the idea of evolution, and the globe Earth was an outcropping of the idea of the theory of evolution. And I ain't said nothing about this. I ain't even said nothing to my wife about this. I've told her that there's some things about it I can't say. The Earth being flat means that there is a creator. And there's a couple of different philosophies that can come out of that. Obviously, as a Christian, it doesn't really change my philosophy of life, because the Bible's always been about Christ, and it didn't matter if the earth was a ball or flat. It didn't change Jesus. But what we primarily had in this earth, since the idea of the globe, was three major religions that believed in one God. That's the Jews, the Muslims, and the Christians. And the Christians believed in the Son of God as being God, and we get into all that. And then we did have the Hindus and the Buddhists that believed in the Hindus believe in spirits, and the Buddhists believe in your spiritual enlightenment on the inside, in which some of Christianity teaches that, but it starts with Christ being in us, and then we improve from there. And the Hindus have a system of enlightenment, but it comes through.
So yeah, it was actually, I like Rodney. I really do. Just he reminds me of a couple of my buddies' dads when I was growing up. Just straight shooters. For the most part, if he didn't have anything nice to say, he wasn't going to say anything at all. Tell us to take the hat off when we'd come inside, because his wife didn't like that. Stuff like that. Just a good man. Good men. And not saying I know Rodney from Adam, but that's just the impression I got from this guy. So yeah, he's wanted to come out and talk about flat Earth, it seems. Having trouble bringing it up to family, and I get that. I understand that for sure. It's not easy. So we're gonna give Rodney a thanks. 0 comments. There were 0 thumbs up according to YouTube's, right? I just put thanks for sharing, man. Hopefully that might make him smile a little bit. All right, this next one. This one was funny. I got a kick out of this. Mr. GLOBEBUSTERS. So if you don't remember, if you didn't see it last week's show, I had shouted out this conference that they're having over in Japan. And he made a response video of it. It was really funny. It's all in Japanese except for the subtitles at the bottom. I'm just going to turn it. Well, no, we'll turn it up, I guess, because I love the end. Here we go.
グローバスターさん、紹介ありがとうございます。日本のフラットアーサーは徐々に増えており、盛り上がっています。この流れを世界に広げたいと思っています。フラットアース世界大会日本開催、お楽しみに。ういや、フラットアーサー
I love it. So if you're in the air going to Japan, we are, I'm assuming that's Flat Earther. I don't know. I know 0 Japanese at all. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to him. Yeah, very cool. It's all over the plane, folks. There's no hiding it. Flat Earth World Conference, yeah, that was last week. Terra Plana, doing it in all different languages and stuff. Putting the word out there. Well done, guys. A year ago, looking at maps and stuff. Oh yeah, out there doing street activism. Awesome. Everywhere. It's a great job. I hope the conference goes so well. We were talking about making a video for you guys. We'll get in touch with you. But yeah, thank you for the shout out. That made my day when I heard it. All right. And there is a conference happening right here in the United States. The International Truth Expo, exposing lies one at a time. You can go to the internationaltruthexpo.com, all one word. Tickets are on sale now. Save $50 now through Memorial Day, March 26th. It will be out in Quartzsite, Arizona. Let's see. International Truth Expo, November 7th, 8th, and 9th. Quartzsite, Arizona. I've been to Quartzsite. It's amazing. It really is. There is so much open area. Now you're surrounded by mountains, like all over the place, but they're far away. And like there's barely anybody there in the summertime because it's so hot. But all the snowbirds that go up into the mountains in the summer, they all come down, and Quartzsite will have all kinds of people there during like January, February, December. This is going to be before all the craziness really starts. There might be some people there. It'll probably be still warm November 7th, 8th, 9th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely warming up to camp. But yeah, Quartzsite is awesome. I found a fire pit made out of big giant pieces of quartz, like bigger than a softball. A fire pit just there. It is quartz everywhere out there in the desert. It's crazy. So yeah, for tickets and stuff like that, rock capital of the world. In the winter months from late October through March, people come from all over the world to experience the mild and beautiful weather in Quartzsite. Yep, it truly is the place to be. You can freely dig for gold, gems, and minerals of all kinds in Quartzsite. Great places to visit in Arizona, and you can add International Truth Expo to your list of things to do in Arizona in November. Overnight camping, RV parking included with ticket purchase for 1, 2, or 3 days, including local Airbnbs, a Super 8 motel, and nearby hotels and resorts. Yeah, pretty place out there. Real pretty country. I'm a wood elf, I guess you would say, or a woodsman. I grew up in the woods. I need to see lots of trees around me like at all times for me to be comfortable. It's weird to explain. I was out there for a few months out in the desert looking for that right place, and the only time I felt at home was when I was up on top of a mountain surrounded by woods. And it still snows there up on top of those mountains out in the desert. So I was like, okay, I can't do the Southwest. It's just not, and I'm definitely not doing Western California. Eastern California is beautiful desert, not a whole lot of people at all. But again, I'm not a desert dweller. I'm just not. But yeah, just go to internationaltruthexpo.com for tickets and event info and all that kind of stuff. Oh, all right. We're going to finish with Dr. Bass, I think. Yeah. It's literally right in our faces. Primal Dad Truther. I love the name. Oh, I miss fishing. I fish on video games. Okay, I used to go fishing pretty much every day of my life. If there wasn't, as long as it was like 65, 60 degrees in the morning, at, I was out there fishing. Even if it was like, 50. If it was 50 degrees in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock, then I would be out at a local pond or a ditch or something like that fishing for years of my life. Didn't do it all day long. I would go out and fish for an hour, catch a couple fish, make sure I could have ate that day. And that's what I was saying. I was practicing, that was my, whatever you want to call it, my excuse for being able to, hurt this fish, not planning on eating it at all, but I'd hook an eye every once in a while. They'll swallow it too far down, just ripping big giant holes in their lips and they don't even feel it. Yeah, I bet they do. They don't seem happy, when I'm pulling them in and stuff. So I couldn't justify it anymore. So I quit fishing like that. But I do know how to fish, and I used to love it. I'd go fishing every single day. But I can't anymore. I do have a fishing rod that I bought recently when we got down here because we have water back there. And I got one of my favorite lures, a Zara puppy. And it's where you can walk it on the dog. It's kind of like an art form to do it right. Took me, a few weeks to learn how to do it. But I took the hooks off of it. I just cut the the treble hooks off of it. So even if a fish does come up and hit it, I'm not going to hurt him. But yeah, no, fishing was a huge part of my life. I just loved being out there all by myself on the water. Yeah, very therapeutic. If you have some kind of water around you, even if you're not fishing, just go out there and stand by it for 10 minutes and you'll feel better. So this is Primal Dad Truther. Sorry, I just saw that fishing thing on there, and I was like, man, we were just talking about this recently too. The Real Earth map 1 month ago. Live from TikTok, NASA with the snake tongue. Month, 4 months, 1 year. Toothbrushes, Star of the World. Am I seeing any more Flat Earth? Primal Dad on cannabis. Okay, so just kind of sharing his life. It doesn't look like he started talking about Flat Earth within the last 4 months, it looked like. But I don't know. That's just the titles. Another 5 hours of truth. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a long time to be able to talk. Exposing now foods, vitamins. Talking grounding, earthing. Did some of that yesterday. Felt awesome. Get out in the sun and get down in the ground. Play in the dirt a little bit. You'll feel better. Ah, beautiful day on the water. Catching steelhead. Those are big fish. Look at that. I caught a big steelhead. Rainbow trout. I caught a 14-pound. See, the steelhead I caught was like 20 something pounds, but that's not a huge steelhead, right? But the rainbow or the brown trout that I caught was 14 pounds, and all the guys were freaking out like, whoa, that's a big brown trout. Like, there's been bigger ones caught, but they don't see those regularly when a brown trout gets that big. Yeah, those steelhead, man. That's a fight. See, what we were doing, though, I really didn't consider fishing. That was on a trolling tour.
I'm not allowed to.
Where they take you out on the water, and just throw these rods out with the lures, and they're like an eighth of a mile out, and they just drive around in big circles in spots where they know fish hang out, wait for one to bite. Then you guys sit there for like 15 minutes reeling it in an eighth of a mile. It's not all that much fun to me. I'd rather be standing on the shore than out on the water doing that. But it was cool. We caught fish, it was an experience. So yeah, this is the Primal Dad Truther. Again, sorry for going off on the fishing tangent. I just saw fishing videos on his thing and it just zoom squirrel, Okay, so we're gonna let him. It's literally right in our faces. Primal Dad Truther.
I'm not allowed to say the earth is flat, but I am allowed to say it's round. But would I be lying to you if I told you that the water was curving in a ball? It's really just so interesting when somebody points out certain details to you that you never have thought of. You always just kind of believed in what you were told. But then you really start to think how this ocean is curving in a ball when all you see is flat. And you learn a lot of things about water being flat and level, and even certain details like the term sea level. If it's called sea level, then it's got to be level, kind of like how levels work, because there's water in this level, and water always levels perfectly flat. And you learn that all large bodies of water are all contained in some way, shape, or form. And if that still doesn't convince you, how do periscopes work? Periscopes literally prove that you can go way past the Earth's curvature and still measure something straight out in front of you, as long as you bring that into focus with magnification. So this ship right here should be 66.6 feet below your field of vision. But because you have this periscope zooming in on what you normally couldn't see, you're able to see this ship and expose the entire Earth for being flat.
All right. So, not a flat Earth channel, but coming out and saying, or at least sharing a video about the shape of the Earth. All right. So as you can see, folks, there was quite a few people that had their very first flat Earth video. That they just have that urge. Now, if you don't know Dr. Bass, interesting guy, really is. He seems like he has this wisdom about him that, yeah, just I'm gonna start listening a lot more to him. Usually he's jamming. He'll just pull out his guitar and start jamming for a while, chat a little in between whatnot. But yeah, this one I wanted to share with you guys. The most obvious flat Earth argument ever by Dr. Bass Ackwards.
I feel like some new flat Earth information needs to be injected into the conversation. It's getting pretty boring lately, and I just wonder why nobody has grabbed my talking point and run with it. I might start calling into shows and try to get it in people's heads why myself am a flat earther, as silly as it might sound to those who haven't considered it. I'm gonna wait a minute though, in case some people show up. Give thanks and praise to the Lord. We'll feel all right. Oh shit, I was gonna grab a cigarette. What am I doing? Is there anybody out there? Just give me a hello. Let me know so I can get on with my show. Alright, well, no one's gonna show up. I'm still gonna just go ahead and explain myself here. I've been watching flat Earth content for a long time now, and like many years. I don't know what year it was I got into it. It was probably 2017, maybe. The reason I began to take it seriously was upon consideration of distance and square mileage, and just how we have like a realm that we exist in, right? Where people buy property and they make imaginary lines around a piece of property that they can fence in. It's a real place with a real measurement around it. And you can keep expanding that measurement. You can keep making it bigger. A piece of property, you can increase it. You can just keep spreading out evenly in every direction. Keep making a bigger perimeter and have more property inside of that perimeter. This is just a fact of life. It's really basic. You don't even really need to explain this. But the point is, that's just what keeps happening. It just keeps getting bigger. I use the example of buying property because it's easy to understand. And it's not like it's difficult to see what I'm getting at here. You have to take me seriously though, because the piece of property would keep getting bigger and the perimeter around it would keep growing in size. And that's what would just keep happening indefinitely. There's no reason to think anything different would happen. Nobody'd ever be like, how come it's not shrinking? How come it keeps getting bigger? No, it would just be self-apparent, like self-evident, whatever. That's why I became a flat earther, because I realized that. It's because the distance keeps accruing and the perimeter around it keeps growing wider and wider. That's all we'll ever see happen. The expanse only widens. It doesn't ever start to shrink. It's obvious. You just have to think about it. Most people don't.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting take on it. And it had me thinking. It did. It does. Very interesting way to look at it. Like if you just keep going, it just keeps going as well. I don't know. Something to think about. And like if, let's say there is a dome, right? Does that mean that it just ends, or is there more expanse beyond the dome? I don't know. These things aren't for me to know, I guess. I'm kind of scared to ask to be shown, to be honest with you. Like, would I want the stars to start falling from the sky and come down and land and be some kind of winged angelic being to show everybody on Earth that they're not trillions and trillions of miles away and blah, 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 burning balls of gas, yada, 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 like we're explained they are? Would I really want that? I think it would wake everybody up and things would change dramatically about, but I'm very weary about asking the creator for something like that. I don't ask the creator for very much ever. I mean, I'm sure he's getting asked all kinds of questions constantly, right? So I don't want to bug him. I have asked a couple times, I'm not saying I don't ever bug him, but yeah, I'm scared to ask for things like that, for world-changing events, because there are consequences to these things. And it's not going to be all, rosy and dandy for everyone. And that may spill over into people I care about's lives and stuff like that. So just be careful what you wish for. When you're having these thoughts and maybe you're asking the creator for things, wisdom, is a tricky one as well. Patience. Be careful to ask for patience. You'll get something to be patient that is going to require you to have patience so you can practice. I'm just saying. Be careful what you wish for. Because sometimes it's not going to be given to you the way that you think it is. And just be grateful. This place is amazing. I'm going to go and check and see if we got more strawberries. I'm going to go have a couple strawberries that we picked from the backyard yesterday from plants that I've been hanging out with for like 4 years now. Go out there and talk to them and say, hey, what's up, this and that. I mean, this place, it's alive. And even things that are dead, like life comes out of them somehow, or it gets used. I mean, it's just amazing. This place is amazing. And instead of focusing on how everything works and is set up, make sure you take some time to actually just appreciate what's going on, or you're going to miss it. It's just going to go right by. This place is, oh man, I love it. I'm interested to see what lies beyond or above, beneath, whatever direction. I am interested. I'd like to learn these things one day. But while I'm here, I'm going to always try my best to appreciate the world that I have right around me in that moment. Yep. So thank y'all for hanging out. That was fun. Let's do another. You want to do? We'll end it with Alex Michael as well. The conspiracy music guru, folks, made this for GLOBEBUSTERS after Bob passed. He was hearing some of the music, that the heavier stuff that Bob was into, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know Bob liked anything heavy like that," because Bob, really, really loved Alex's work. It was on in the house all the time, like all the time. True Solfeggio 1 and 2, like it's yeah. And he knew that. Alex definitely knew that. Bob made sure Alex knew how much he loved that one, those two. But he didn't know Bob's other side, his like heavy side. So that's why he made this one, this heavier one, as a tribute to Bob. So thank you so much, Alex. Again, conspiracymusicguru.com for all kinds of truther music in just about any genre you can think of. If he hasn't done it, mention it, and he's probably working on it right now. So again, thank y'all for hanging out. That was fun. More and more and more people waking up every day. And not just waking up and not just learning about this, but sharing it, taking that brave step to put out a video about it and say, hey, look at this. That's a big thing. And we're seeing more and more and more of it. So thank y'all. Keep on spreading the good word. This is fun. I'm going to keep doing this. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Remember, be good to each other. Don't lie to each other. Open your mind because there's truth inside. Peace out, everyone.
Something going on. Yeah. Yeah. Something going on in the neighborhood. Why do we see much further than we should? You're sick of the lies, sick of the lies. Who you gonna call when you get on the line? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Yeah! GLOBEBUSTERS! 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 If there ain't no curve, there ain't no ball. The globe religion about to fall. We're gonna open your eyes so you can see who you're gonna call if you wanna be free. GLOBEBUSTERS! 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 Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Who you gonna call? Yeah! GLOBEBUSTERS! GLOBEBUSTERS! GLOBEBUSTERS!
And welcome everybody to GLOBEBUSTERS. We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.